What cryptic treasure is a map to entire armies of warriors? Who managed to dig up an entire car? We count 10 unbelievable hidden treasures people found in the world. I'm Danger Dolan, and today I will be your narrator.
Number 10.
After removing part of their kitchen, this lucky couple came across a hidden treasure in their very own house. The couple found an old concealed safe that possibly belonged to one of the 6 previous tenants. Inside the safe was over $50,000 in cash, a bottle of bourbon from the 1950s, and a mysterious book titled A Guide for the Perplexed, containing a message for an anonymous person called Alan, signed by a Vincent. This story got even more exciting when they found cryptic clues hinting at another treasure buried somewhere else in America. No one has found the second treasure, yet.
Number 9.
A student from Germany had their life changed one fateful day at a furniture auction. After purchasing a couch for 150 euros at an auction in Hamburg, the student casually sat around on the couch in their house for a while before making a big discovery. Hidden deep in the seat was a 17th century Baroque oil painting valued at 16,000 euros. Experts say the painting has ties to a famous Venetian painter, Carlo Saraceni. How the ancient painting ended up in the sofa is a mystery.
Number 8.
A couple of kids who were mindlessly digging in front of a house in 1978 hit something very unusual under the surface. They hit what felt like a big sheet of shiny metal and called over a local sheriff to take a look. After a lot more digging, it was revealed that the metal was attached to an entire Ferrari Dino 246 GTS. Police were perplexed as to why someone would bury such an expensive vehicle. After tracing the history of the car, it was discovered that the owner had scammed the police by telling him his car was stolen and claimed $22,000 through his insurance company.
Number 7.
A ship called Nuestra Senora de Atocha sank in 1622 and was lost at sea for hundreds of years, until it was rediscovered recently. A company called Mel Fisher's Treasures found the long-lost ship that was destroyed by a hurricane near Florida Keys. After searching for the ship for 15 years, the Fisher crew not only found the vessel, but over $450 million worth of gold treasure on board. One necklace alone was valued at $250,000. The rear section of the ship has never been found and is rumored to contain $500 million worth of treasure.
Number 6.
When an Italian couple purchased a house in Palermo, they did not expect to find one of history's secrets. After Giuseppe Cadilli noticed some water damage on the walls of his new house, he called in a renovation expert. Underneath the plaster was some curious Arabic writing on the walls, so they removed the surface and found that every inch of the walls were covered in writing. Apparently the house had belonged to a North African nobleman in the 1700s who used the room as a mosque. In the end, they decided not to renovate the room out of respect for their culture's fascinating history.
Number 5.
It's always a shock to discover ancient relics, especially when it's on your own property. A couple from California's Gold Country were taking their daily walk through the fields with their pet doggo when they noticed a rusty can sticking out of the ground. They picked up the heavy canister and took it home. That's when they found out the pot literally contained gold. They ran back to the place they found it, only to discover another full of coins. They uncovered 1,400 rare gold coins in total, all of which had just been laying half buried for over 100 years.
Number 4.
A discovery on the island of Tasmania in Australia created more questions than it answered. In the small town of Coronda, a local contractor found strange remains buried under the surface of some soil. Experts initially suggested they were prehistoric animal bones, but only half of that was right. It was an animal, but not prehistoric. It was an 8-meter whale to be exact, which was strange to find 10 miles from the ocean. The most plausible explanation is that the whale was dragged there when it beached, so that it didn't explode near people's houses.
Number 3.
3 pianos donated to a small school in England are the last place you'd expect to find hidden treasure. The vintage pianos were generously donated to Bishop's Castle Community College in Shropshire and were in need of a thorough tuning. While the piano tuner got stuck in the instruments, he uncovered a hidden section under the keys. After further dismantling, he found 913 rare gold sovereigns worth up to $1 million. If the school is allowed to keep the funds from the treasure, they will apparently donate it to the school's budget for the students to enjoy. And that would surely help fund a lot of fidget spinners for the kids.
Number 2.
A group of ragtag adventurers claim to have found long-lost Japanese treasure in the Philippines. The infamous lost Yamashita treasure was a story that circulated at the end of World War II, and many people claim it was just a rumor to boost morale after the war. A video surfaced online which supposedly showed a group of men in gas masks cleaning off huge bars of solid gold. They say the treasure was booby-trapped with bombs. Anthropologists insist the video is a hoax and that the treasure never existed in the first place.
Number 1.
One of the most mind-blowingly huge discoveries in the world happened on a rural farm in China. A group of farmers were digging a well in 1974 when they hit a statue buried under the ground. They dug some more and found several life-size terracotta statues. Several years later, the entire land was excavated to find more than 8,000 perfectly preserved soldiers and animals made from terracotta, alongside the ancient tomb of the first emperor of the Qin dynasty himself. The emperor ordered the warriors to be buried with him so they would protect him in the afterlife. So guys, what's the most valuable hidden treasure you've ever heard of discovered in the world? Let us know in the comment section down below, or pin a favorite to the